Hi guys. Feels like I have missed an old friend. I am in the kitchen. It's kind of cool the last couple days. I am making a pot of chili. Here I have sauteing some celery and actually not sauteing, more sweating some celery and onions. That's it. Half a white onion, probably two ribs of celery. Kind of small, not too small. I want chunky chili. It is waiting for, that is probably 3 small cloves of garlic, fairly chopped up. It's going to be in the pot for quite a while, so it doesn't have to be too small. I started the celery first because it takes a little longer to saute or to get that veg softer. And so then I added the onion, which is translucent, not looking for any color at all, just completely for it to look like it's see-through. We are pretty close to there. You can see it in some spots happening. See it? See-through. I'm going to add the garlic. As soon as you can smell the garlic, we are done cooking that veg. Hold on, guys. I'm going to show you how this goes. I'm making chili today. So in this pot, I am sauteing some vegetables for the base to a chili. I just have celery, half a white onion in there, and a couple of cloves of garlic. And we are at a place where we don't want to add color, but we are about to continue building flavor. I want you guys to watch this. So today I's making chili, pot of chili. This is a cast iron pot. Holds a lot of heat. It's a good idea when you have a long, slow cook. So in this pot, I started some veg, simply some celery and onion with about a teaspoon of vegetable oil or canola oil probably. And now I'm browning some ground beef in here. About to begin the flavor building process. I've got this heat turned up a little bit because I'd like to go ahead and see if I can cook off some of that. I may pour off some of that oil. I don't need that much oil to cook chili, but this is what the beef generated. This is what rendered from the meat. So I'm about to start a flavor train, and I want you guys on the ride, so stick around. So I did season this beef with simply salt and pepper for the moment. I've added about, I don't know, 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. I don't have to throw it away. In the can, I'm always throwing away the extra, so I like to buy 2. Either way, I'm going to let that tomato paste brown some in the renderings from the beef, the fat from the beef. I'm going to let it brown, actually cook. I've seen that done quite a few times. You know, there's a trick to browning beef as well if you don't have time. I've seen add baking powder to your, baking soda to your beef before you fry it, and it will brown for you very quickly. However, what we're doing here is browning off, adding flavor, some caramelization to the tomato paste, which is simply it's tomatoes that have been concentrated. The flavor have been concentrated. So I'm cooking that concentrated tomato in order to add flavor to the base of my chili. Yeah. Alright guys, so here I am after the tomato paste has fried a little bit in the oil, the renderings from the beef. And I put in two little cubes of beef bouillon. I just want to boost up the flavor of the chili base itself. I'm still working on the base. And so this is a chili packet. Often I just use chili powder, but since I only have salt and pepper in this entire packet, in this entire pot, the only thing I seasoned was the meat with simple salt and pepper because I can't cook without it. I'm just going to add a chili packet. I could open up a lot of other individual seasonings and get the same exact effect. But here it's Monday, 3:30, Tuesday, 3:30, and I thought, you know what, this is good. So I'll take the fat that has rendered and I'll use it again by letting these seasonings just kind of fry in there a little bit. They are oil soluble, which means they're just going to intensify and increase in flavor if I let that fry in the seasonings for a little bit. I would do the same exact thing if they were seasonings from my individual containers in the cabinet. I wanted to make a point of showing you this because I am going to deglaze that pot. That's flavor. And I'm going to take a liquid. Any liquid, guys, works. You can use water. You dilute things with water, if you ask me. You can use broth, vegetable, beef, or chicken. I am going to use a little bit of wine here. And I'm going to leave the flame up very high so that the alcohol cooks off the wine. So I barely have a quarter of a cup, 3/4 of a cup. And I want to show you what happens to the bottom of the pan, why we call it deglazing. If you note, the pan is beginning to clear of all that brown crusty that was there. Well, that's flavor. And then I used flavor to get the crust up, to get that brown off. Fond. I used flavor to get it up. That's the wine. Wine is, I'm using it as a flavor conductor, not as a alcoholic beverage. It will conduct flavor very well. See how it's getting that off the bottom of the pan? Now that I know that the wine, the alcohol from the wine is out, I'll wait for a while. It's boiling off. However, we're going to leave the ability to conduct flavor by using that wine. Again, guys, you can use water or any kind of broth that you want. I'm just making sure that the alcohol burns off from the wine. Smell it a little. I want to smell it none. Stick around. We are on the flavor train to Chilli Town, and I want you guys riding. Hang out with me. So here we are, guys, after that wine has pretty much cooked off. Again, we're just using the wine as a flavor conductor because it will carry flavor throughout a dish. Helps you to intensify. So this is mainly the oil from the beef. I'm adding some more flavor to our starter here, and this is just some Worcestershire sauce, which everybody is very familiar with. Just deepens the flavor of especially a stew or a brew. I've got some on purpose, guys, petite tomatoes. Generally I will do a San Marzino tomato. I'm absolutely in love with those. They are specifically from Aroma tomato, directly from Italy, and it is a beautiful thing to deal with that. However, today I wanted those small chunks to be part of my chili. I don't like a completely soupy chili. I like a stewy chili. So we are getting toward the portion of time when we let this chili do its thing without us or without any additional intervention. I am going to add way more oregano or Italian seasoning, guys, than you think you need. Way more, because it's an Italian dish. This has got to be a good 2 tablespoons. It's an Italian dish. I don't know if it's Italian. I want that to come out. I want that Italian-y thingy flavor that the Italian seasonings, which is a blend of seasonings. I want what that's going to give me. And because I'm on a kick these days with protein, legumes or beans, one of the best ways to get it, I'm going to go ahead and add in a can of chili beans with the juice. And then normally I would add in a small can of chili beans because I don't care for the beans as much in a chili. But because I'm on a protein kick, I need these legumes. I need these beans. So I am going to taste for seasoning and let this do its thing. Let time do what it does. But hold on just a sec, guys. Off camera, guys, I tasted this for seasoning, and honestly, that chili packet had a lot of things in it. paprika and powders, but it didn't have much chili powder in it. So I added probably a good 2 tablespoons. I honestly think that chili powder or chili should taste like chili, and chili powder just gives me all of that. I added to about 2 tablespoons of chili powder off camera, a little bit more of Worcestershire. This is based on my taste. I did add a bit of table salt, and the last thing that I'm going to add to this, vinegar. So you could do any kind of acid. You could use lemonade, or excuse me, I'm sorry, you could use lemons, white vinegar, any kind of acid, lime that you have. But at the end of this entire process, you need to add a little bit of acid. And I will probably put in a little bit of sugar. Acid and sugar are not to necessarily be tasted, but they do bounce off of one another, kind of like a teeter-totter, and they create some balance in your dish. So I'm going to taste this again for seasoning. And I'll be sure, even if I think it doesn't have enough salt, you have to wait kind of toward the end now, because I don't want the seasonings to intensify, and one of the seasonings that will intensify is salt. So I'm going to taste, and I'm going to see where we are. Probably add a little bit of sugar and let time do what it does with this chili, because I've done all that I can do to make it its best. So I'm going to show you guys when it's plated up and let you see how I serve it with the condiments. I like avocado, sour cream, cheese. Sometimes all 3, sometimes one or the other. We'll see. But I'm going to let you see this when it's plated up and how I chose what condiments I chose. Thanks for watching. Hang out though. So off camera, I did adjust for seasoning. I tasted it for seasoning, and then I did make some adjustments. The only major thing that I added that you haven't seen is I did add some pepper flakes, just for a little spice. There was a tiny bit of spice on the back end. I added some pepper flakes. You can see them, for a little bit more spice. If I had chili powder, I would actually be adding more. At this point, there's not much else I can do here. It tastes pretty good. I'm gonna let it cook, and again, let time do its thing and show you what it looks like plated up. Here we are plated up, guys. I have some diced white onion. I have sour cream, avocado, and some shredded cheddar cheese, little bit of cracker. This is the chili completely plated up. It looks like a flavor bomb. I have tasted it for seasoning, and I cannot wait to dig in. Hey guys, thanks for going on the train ride with me. I enjoyed the trip, and I hope you did too. Have a great night.